On Friday afternoon, the college Democrats and Students for Environmental Action held a rally for Matthew Ferrence, Associate Professor and Chair of the English Department. In addition to hosting Ferrence, they handed out signs, wrote postcards to prospective voters, and held voter registration. Ferrence is running for the 6th district seat in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives on a platform of economic justice and equality.
This is a region of the country and a region of the state that has been left out. The industry left a long time ago, and then ever since, people have been struggling to get by. So right now, Crawford County ranks near the bottom of the barrel in Pennsylvania for per capita income. So a lot of people are struggling. In the city of Meadville, 1 in 4 residents live in poverty. So that's the big message. And then the platforms that I have that are focusing on healthcare, on public education, and on environmental conservation link to that, in that all 3 of these are ways that we could have legislative action that would help alleviate some of the inequities and actually spur sustainable development that is both ecologically sustainable and humanely sustainable.
While he is the Democratic candidate, Ferrence thinks voters should focus less on the labels attached to a candidate and more on their policies. His campaign website does not mention that he's a Democrat, instead focusing on his platforms and positions.
I'm proud to be a Democrat. I'm not trying to say I'm not a Democrat, but I want people to engage my issues first and who I am first, and then start thinking about it. Because the reality is the big parties have, and I actually include the Democrats here, have left rural Pennsylvania out for a long time. I don't think the Republican Party's offering them anything, and I think the Democratic Party has focused on issues elsewhere and hope that rural people will vote for them. So I want people to look at what I'm offering and vote for that. And then we can have a conversation about parties later if we want to.
David Lawson, president of the College Socialists, likes that about Ferrence.
I think that's a refreshing change because I think that if you go out to somebody, like I said, I'll go around calling people socialists. If you go out and say, oh, I'm a Democrat, oh, I'm a Republican, then that kind of belies like what you truly believe, because there's a big spectrum out there of, moderate Democrats, progressive Democrats, moderate Republicans, reactionary Republicans, and for him to not really mention whether he's a Democrat or Republican, I feel like is refreshingly honest.
I don't necessarily have any concerns about the label of who's a Democrat and who's a Republican, especially because there's things I firmly disagree with on the Democratic Party, right? Just as there's things I firmly disagree with on the Republican Party. So I'm not necessarily concerned about that. He's running on policy, which I think is what every political candidate should be running on.
If elected, Ferrence would be only the 2nd Democrat to hold the seat since it was created in 1969. His opponent, Republican Brad Roy, is a 14-year incumbent who ran unopposed in 2018 and defeated Democrat Pete Zimmer by 20 points in 2016.
Some friends have shared with me the mailer card that he's put out that is his campaign this time, and literally it just lists his bio, including the name of his parents and the name of his grandparents. He's run one attack ad against me, which doesn't mention me by name, just says I haven't lived here long enough to represent the people. To me, best, fairest, friendliest way to describe it is he's not doing anything for us, and that's who he is as a legislator.
Representative Roy's campaign did not respond to requests for comment. The college Republicans also declined to comment. For the campus, I'm Sami Mirza.